Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh, Shemal, Shabbat, Shem, Kakodah, Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. And I'm just watching this video. Didn't even watch the whole thing. I watched enough where, well, I said about the 2 minutes and 50 seconds in, 3 minute in, or minute uh, point. I said, let me make a quick video, super quick video. And I'm going to entitle this video, and this just came up not even a day ago, 23 hours ago. This is MMA Sound, which is this ain't nothing but Joe Rogan's video, but it's on MMA Sound. Oh, by the way, I believe Joe Rogan is a Jake. Let me know what you think. He's half Mick, half Guinea, like in the movie Goodfellas. Henry was half Mick, half Guinea. My half Mick, half Guinea friend. So the title, as you can see, is Ice Cube shocks Joe Rogan. I turned down 9 million smackaroos of money to avoid getting a. I ain't even want to see this. I'm not gonna say nothing. So there was a movie. You watch the video, you'll see. Like I said, I haven't seen the whole thing, but I saw enough of this video. So the title of this video. Now I'm going to give you the title at the end of the video. I'll give you the title. The MOTB is going to be pushed like the juicy juice, intensified. So it's like a lot of pressure they're going to put on you to get it, and it's going to affect a lot of these people that are up there. You know, people that are making money, people that are celebrities. And based upon what he says, I believe this man's a Reubenite. He don't come off like a Jake at all. He comes off like a Reubenite, like my man, Elder Manatas. Damn, not Manatazak. Manat. Damn, but he's the head of GMS out there in the West. All right. And I subscribe to him, so I should when I see his name, Mawatazak. It's a tongue twister to me. Anyway, the first time I met him, he was sitting right next to me in my crib. He's eating something we were eating, and I looked at him. I said, you know, you're Gadite, right? He said, I ain't no Gadite. I'm a Judite. I said, nah, you're a Gadite. You get it. Trust me, you get it. I know a Gadite when I see one. He said, I ain't no. He got mad. He said, I ain't no Gadite. I'm a Judite, man. What does he call himself now? He called himself a Gadite. Oh, the same thing happened with Elder Apostle Ricard. I remember one day we was doing a Sabbath service, and everybody that was in the camp when we had the school, you had to, like, if you was in the school for 6 months, you were a man, you had to perform the whole Sabbath service. So we did that every week. So everybody had to know it. So everybody knew it. They knew the Hebrew, the whole nine. So everybody knew it. So Apostle Ricard came up and he said, he said, I think he just said his regular name. He said Ricard Bun God Bun Yeshua Allah. And I looked at him, and I never said this before, thought about him being a Reubenite. But when he got up and he stated his name and he said Bun God, I said, you're not a Gadite, you're a Reubenite. He said, I'm not a Gadite, I'm not a Reubenite, man. I'm from Florida, man. I'm from Oklahoma, whatever. You know, my people from Oklahoma, those are Gadites. Reuben is Florida, right? I said, you're not a Gadite, you're a Reubenite. Then he kind of got mad at me. So, then the next week he didn't say nothing. The next week we did it. He said, Ricard, Bun Bun Reuben, Bun Yishala. So he said he did the history and he found out that the Reuben had went up into Oklahoma. So a lot of these what you think are, Gadites in Oklahoma are actually Reubenites. And that goes into that whole, if I'm not mistaken, the Trail of Tears. and I was coming from the east, southeast to Oklahoma. If I'm not mistaken, my history's kind of, you know, lacking on that particular history. But anyway, lately I've been saying, because he looks like Elder Mawatazak, and that's what we call him anyway. We say, hey, what's up, Ice? We call him Ice Cube. You know, we call him the Elder Ice Cube. But anyway, lately, you know, I always said that this guy looked like, you know, Mawatazak. But anyway, lately, every time I see him and the way he carried himself, the way he came up, that classic movie that came out, he was different from all the rest of them brothers in the group. You know, he was like the black sheep of the family, so to speak. And I said, that's Reuben. That's Reuben. That's why he went against them small hats like that. Them Jake wasn't going against them small hats like that. They were afraid of them. And he didn't want to. He would pull out of contracts. He wouldn't. He had the contract had to be right. You know, he had the FOI, the Muslims. I'm not a Muslim, man. Inside joke. So like when you watch the movie, and when I saw the movie, I think I saw it by myself because my demon didn't want to see it. I don't want to see that movie. I said, okay, I'm gonna see it by myself. I went by myself and saw it. Then again, I think she came with me. I don't remember. But anyway, I'm watching the movie and I'm reminiscing everything in the movie. I remember when that shit was happening on the news. When they got when like that spirit of the spirit of hip hop went to the West Coast. It was an actual spirit, man. Everything was coming out the East Coast from the Bronx. Um, oh, I can tell you, you know, one of the key people in hip hop, which he's a Benjamite, was Kool Herc. I can drive you right by where he used to live. I passed that a million times, man. I can show you where they had. I remember that they had the little parties and shit. That's when hip hop. That was way before a Rapper's Delight. You know, I really wasn't into it, man. I was into it, but I really wasn't into it. I didn't want to be everybody wanted to be a fucking rapper. I didn't want to be a fucking rapper, you know. But anyway, years later, as you know, the spirit of hip hop went to the West. So the premier group, of course, is NWA. So I'm watching the movie, and I remember when that shit happened. I remember when that shit was on the news. I remember this shit. All eyes was on the West Coast at that time. All eyes was on Compton, LA, you know, that area, that whole area, you know. A Crenshaw. Like we didn't even know about Crenshaw. Like what the fuck is a Crenshaw? We knew about Compton in New York, but you know how we knew about Crenshaw? Because of the movie, not Baby Boy, Boys to Men. Was it Boys to Men? I'm getting old, man. Not Baby Boy. Damn, the movie with John Singletary. Somebody help me out, please. Somebody help me out. Boys in the Hood. Boys in the Hood. The first time we heard Crenshaw, and it became famous, was when that movie came out. Then niggas on the East Coast knew about Crenshaw, just like people on outside of New York. Oh, that's the Bronx. Oh, that's the Bronx. Oh, that's Brooklyn, man. Oh, that's Crooklyn. But see, I was raised in the Bronx. I've had chicks. My parents lived in Brooklyn. I have many a chicks that lived out in Brooklyn. Them chicks in Brooklyn, they're a whole different breed. They're a whole different breed of woman. But see, Jake on the West Coast, Brooklyn is like, oh, you from Brooklyn? Yo, you from Brooklyn? You from the Bronx? Oh shit, you know. So like we look at that the same way we look at when we heard Compton, Crenshaw, and all that stuff. But anyway, bottom line, I'm reminiscing. Anyway, lately the Spirit's been saying this man's a Reubenite. This man's a Reubenite. He a Reubenite, man. He a Reubenite. So I clicked this on, and he's talking the way a Reubenite would talk. I turned down. See, that's something that a Reubenite would do. There's an old saying, Yeshua used to always say it. He said, look, one of the seven, he said, look, you can buy a nigga cheap. Well, guess what? $9 million is not cheap. And he said, when you watch this video, he said, I ain't with that shit. And it was over. You know what? So I said, well, wait a minute. This guy ain't a nigga, because a nigga would have took it. Like Jamie Foxx, that nigga would have took it. He said, I ain't taking this shit, man. So guess what? When the Karagma come, I don't see him taking that either. Being that he's a Reubenite in my estimation. And plus, all these guys, all these top level entertainer Jakes, celebrity Jakes, sport world, rap world, R&B world, whatever fucking world they're in, corporate world, they all know about the Israelites. They all know about the One Westers. So believe me, he leaning towards what GMS is saying. I can't say for sure, but I believe that. He ain't gonna take it. He didn't take this thing. He didn't take this thing, man. This thing right here. He didn't take the ragamuffin. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom. On to the next one. Shalom.